Hello everybody and welcome back to Syracuse Aviation. Before we get started, make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So today we have the March 2025 Fort Pierce International Airport update for you guys. We have a few changes to some flights that have been around for a while, and we also have a new destination on a new carrier, as well as a expansion to the model airport itself, as you will see right in front of you here with these hardstands. So very excited to get into all of these details. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started over at the ultra low cost terminal, or concourse A. Real quick, the time frame for this update is early Friday morning, so that first departure bank where we have all of these flights going out, and then we also have a few arrivals as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the three Allegiant here at the end. We have three A319s, obviously all in the new livery, as you can see. The first one heading up to Rochester, New York. The second one heading over to Grand Rapids, and the third one heading out to Indianapolis. Next up, we've got the Spirit A320 in the new colors. This aircraft will be heading out to Nashville after it arrived last night from Dallas-Fort Worth. We do have a new carrier here at the airport, as I was mentioning. We have Sun Country service now up to Minneapolis-St. Paul, of course. Very nice to add a new carrier to this airport. Very excited to see where they go from here. Currently, they have 4 weekly flights up to Minneapolis on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. The Breeze E195 has just finished pushback and will head up to Greenville-Spartanburg. Next up, we've got a Frontier A321 Powder the Polar Bear. He arrived in last night from Denver and is going to head out to Las Vegas. And we've also got Ed, Edwin, and Eddie the Penguins on the A320neo. This guy arrived in from Atlanta and will head out to Buffalo. Getting into our JetBlue section now, we're going to start at the end with the A321 in the Prism colors. This aircraft will head out to Los Angeles today. Next up, we've got a A320 with Sharpless in the new Spotlight livery, heading out to Aguadilla. We've got an A321 with service to San Juan. Got a 320 with fence tips in the new Spotlight colors. This one's heading out to Raleigh. We've got an A320 with fence tips once again, this one in the old Spotlight colors. This one's heading out to Syracuse. We've got another 320 with fence tips heading out to Oranjestad. We've got a 320 with Sharplets heading out to Guayaquil. We've got a high-rise A320 with fence tips, of course, heading up to Providence, Rhode Island. We've got an A220-300 in the Hops livery heading up to Boston. Next up, we've got a 320 with Sharplets pushing back for a flight out to Medellin. Next up, we've got the Peacock Special Livery A320 with service out to Montego Bay. And the new Mint A321 is going to be heading out to San Francisco. You'll also notice JetBlue is kind of encroaching on American Airlines section, so especially for the overnight period, JetBlue has been trying to acquire a lot more gates here. That's why, if you remember one of the previous updates, I noted that Spirit had that one gate down at the end where the Prism A321 is, but because JetBlue is trying to acquire more gates and Spirit didn't meet the requirement to have their own gate, they are now at the common use gates, which is also more fitting because this is the ultra low cost terminal as well, so kind of a win-win for that scenario there. And then you also have that extra gate for JetBlue, and then in the morning JetBlue has more gates on this side of the concourse where American otherwise would park. So now we have some overnight stands where American is currently utilizing to overnight one of their flights as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the three American Airlines aircraft at the concourse, starting with the 737-800 with the logo on the inside and outside of the winglets there. This aircraft will be heading up to Chicago O'Hare. Then we have the 738 with the logo only on the inside of the winglets. This aircraft will head up to, over to Dallas-Fort Worth. And then down at the end, we have the A319, who's going to head up to Washington, DCA. Alright, getting into our United and Delta section now. We're going to start down at the end with the United Evo Blue 757-200. This aircraft will be heading up to Newark, New Jersey. Next up, we've got the A321neo. This aircraft is heading up to Chicago O'Hare. The A320 is going to head up to Washington Dulles. Next up, we've got a 737-900. This aircraft will head out to Denver today. The final United aircraft is another 737-900. This one's going to head out to Houston, Texas. Starting off our Delta section for us this morning is a Delta A320. This aircraft will head up to Boston. Next up, we've got a CRJ-900. This aircraft is going to head up to Raleigh today. Heading up to New York JFK is a 737-800 with splits. Next up, we've got an A319 boarding up for a flight to New York LaGuardia. We've got an A321 heading up to Minneapolis, St. Paul. We've got a non-winglet Generation 2 757-200 with service up to Detroit today. To finish this concourse for us today is another Delta 757-200. This is a Generation 1 with winglets. This aircraft is going to head up to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Getting into our hardstand area now with the the penalty box area. We have two arriving aircraft, the first of which is a Breeze A220-300. He arrived in from Ogdensburg, New York, and he's going to head up to Plattsburgh after he arrives at the gate and finishes their boarding process. Then we have the JetBlue E190 in the Hops colors. This guy arrived in from Jacksonville and is going to head out to Fort Lauderdale. Waiting for a gate to open up is a Southwest 737-700 in the Heart colors with splits. This aircraft is going to head out to St. Louis. Then we have a Porter E195-E2. This guy arrived in from Toronto Pearson. We have a 737 MAX 8 for Southwest. This guy arrived in from Houston Hobby. The American Eagle Embraer 175 arrived in from Nashville. Next up, we've got a JetBlue A321neo. This was supposed to be the Los Angeles flight this morning, but it had a mechanical issue, so we did have another A321 on property, which was that Prism CO you saw in the beginning. That'll be taking the passengers over to Los Angeles, so this one's just going to be hanging around for the next day or so while they fix up the problems on that aircraft. And then we have the America West A321 for American Airlines. This aircraft is waiting for a gate to open up. Once it does, it's going to board up the passengers and head up to Charlotte, North Carolina. Next up, we've got some pretty cool news for Air France regarding the type of aircraft that they fly here. So you may remember it was consistently on the 787-9. However, they are currently doing the A350-900 on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and then the 787-9 is coming in on all other days of the week, being Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this aircraft is going to find a gate and head up to Paris Charles de Gaulle once the crew gets on board, and then again once they board up with passengers. Another new service for us here at Fort Pierce is to Amsterdam with KLM, served, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday on the 787-10. So that's where this aircraft will head out to. Again, just like the Air France, with the crew getting on board, they're going to find a gate, load up, and again, they're going to head up to Amsterdam. Another new service for us here at Fort Pierce is to London Heathrow, operated by Delta Airlines on their Airbus A330-900neo. So nice to see Delta expanding their network as well, and then again getting that new service to London Heathrow. Very exciting. Very excited to see where Delta goes from here. Also excited to see what international services we may acquire in the future. Alright guys, getting into the final portion of the March 2025 Fort Pierce International Airport update. We are getting into the Southwest Airlines terminal now. So we're going to start off with the Heart livery 737 MAX 8. This guy is doing a Denver turnaround. Then we've got a Heart 737-700 with splits. This guy is doing the Atlanta turnaround. We have Tennessee 1 on the 737-800. This guy is going to head up to Baltimore today. We've got a 737 MAX 8 once again. Heart colors heading up to Chicago Midway. Then we have a 737 MAX 8 once again. This guy's going to head up to Nashville. we have the Heart Livery 737-700. We're going to send this guy out to Houston Hobby. Then we have a 737-800. Going to send this one up to New York LaGuardia. Then we're going to send New Mexico 1 out to Dallas Love Field. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the March 2025 Fort Pierce International Airport update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed the new services as well. I was very excited to introduce those, as well as the new Hardstand area. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more to come. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.